There has only been one time where I was not going to pay for the bill. And then he was upset. And then he said, well, since you already broke up with me, you know, and we were talking. And
Wow, is he 21? I didn't know he was 21.
50, yes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real and Relatable podcast. I'm AJ.
My name is Cash.
I'm Ma.
And right now we want to take time to thank all of our followers and also our community that's growing. And we want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And so we want to say, please continue to help us grow our community. Do like, subscribe, and share our videos. So I just want to bring up that because we thanked our followers, somebody wrote in and they had a question for us they wanted us to converse about. And so I thought it was actually a really good topic. And I think it's kind of a trendy topic.
Shout out to this person, right?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
And so they brought up the topic about, you know, women and how women are out there kind of getting free dates by having these men pay for their lunches or their meals and dinner.
I mean, are people struggling that much that they have to go on dates to get fed?
Hey, you know what? That's smart. Okay, let's not hate on that. Okay.
I feel like it's wrong because these men are also struggling. Hello, they're just trying to find love. So why do they have to feed two mouths just to find love when the woman is not even truly considering them and they're just trying to get fed? That's not
and
fair.
it's your first date, right?
That's
and so
like
if you're coming in with very genuine feelings and you're thinking, you know, this person, I'm going to meet them and I'm going to enjoy a good meal, but then they're just out there like, I'm just trying to get a free meal. I'm not even trying to get to know you. Like, right? Like,
but it's okay if it was genuine then.
Yeah. If it's genuine.
Okay.
Yeah. If you openly like somebody, then yes.
Like initially liked somebody.
Yeah. Or you're giving them a genuine chance.
Exactly.
So I went on a date with somebody maybe 3.5 weeks ago.
Okay.
And you know, I don't know. I thought this person looked pretty handsome, pretty cute. And we got dinner, and I kind of got the sense that this person was not really doing well financially because
wait, what gave it away?
Because, you know, he was just ordering like chips and stuff, like appetizers and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe he wasn't hungry.
Maybe
I'm over here playing devil's advocate.
Well, it's true. I've gone on dates where guys have eaten beforehand and then they...
Yeah.
Which is, really?
Yeah. They'll be like, oh, I kind of ate already, but you know, so.
Wait, isn't that a turnoff?
I mean, I think they're trying to save money.
But you already know you're going on a date. Why would you eat ahead of time? I'm confused.
They're trying to save money. They're trying to get drinks more so.
I'm not going to lie. It is kind of an off-putting behavior for me. But go on with your story.
Okay, yes.
No, it's okay.
We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah. So then, because I'm you know, I pay attention. If the person's like, I'm going to order the steak and the fish and whatever, I'm like, okay, we're eating. We're really eating. Sometimes my dates will ask me, how hungry are you? So they know how much to order.
That's very considerate.
So I think that's really sweet.
Oh, okay.
And then, you know, but then because of this, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to match the energy. So I'm just eating little chip and dip. And I keep telling myself, I'm on a diet anyways. I'm always on a diet. So we were talking about kids and we were talking about dating. And then we were talking about basically like being like siblings and being an uncle, being an auntie, you know, for me. Okay. And then he said that he was the godfather of a few kids. And he said that it got him so excited that his ovaries got excited. And then I'm like, wait a minute, did I hear ovaries? You know, I'm like, okay, I did hear ovaries. So, but then I'm the type of person where I don't like to say something to make people feel awkward.
Okay.
I wouldn't call people out if it's going to make them awkward. So I'm just like, okay, I get it. I think that's his way of telling me maybe he's not really born man, you know? So because of that, I just kept observing, only because I typically date only straight men. men in the past, have been a little bit bi-curious, but now just straight men. And so then I thought, well, if this person is not born man, I'm not going to pursue anything. I'm not open to that.
Okay.
And he didn't disclose anything to me, but because he said his ovaries, it's very clear. So, and then he also said, like trying to save money. Later we kept talking and he said he's trying to be careful with his financials. So then I just thought, you know what, I'm going to split the bill because it's not, the bill came and he offered to pay and I was just like, no, we can split it. We can split it because I knew that, he was watching his wallet and
he was giving you these indicators.
Yeah. And he was hopeful that we had a connection, but then he didn't disclose that he had ovaries. Or he didn't disclose officially. He just dropped the O word, So I felt like I would have been guilty if I went home and I let him pay for the meal.
Mm-hmm. Because you were no longer interested?
Yeah, knowing that he had no chance because I'm not interested anymore. Knowing that he had no chance, then I saw it as I'm just meeting up with a friend. But a woman can argue.
Wait, no, hold on. Let me ask. So when you go on dates, if you know you're not interested in the guy, do you always offer to split?
I think I'm still undecided. Like, I don't know if I should offer to split or not, but because I think it's just, I'm not used to a guy paying for my dates. And the more I date gentlemen, and grown men where they're like, hey, I'm traditional, I'm old school, I want to take care of the bill, so please let me. I appreciate it. But then because there's still the population of men who complain, at least the girl should attempt to go for her wallet at least. Then because of those opinions, I'm still unsure if I should go for my wallet and insist on paying or not. So I'm still kind of, I don't know how to handle it. But more recently, the men I've been on dates with, they do offer to pay.
Okay. So this one in particular, you offered because
I knew there was no chance.
Okay.
And plus they also were indicating to you that they're trying to save money or they're kind of poor in regards to ordering meals. So you knew that there was that vibe, right?
Yeah. I felt bad because it's not like I'm not struggling, but it's like if you have to cover two people all the time, it gets heavy.
That's true.
So I feel bad.
I mean, there's the argument of, well, if you can't afford to date, then maybe you shouldn't date right now until you get your finances.
That's why I told my little brother, I'm like, boy, you better pay for it. So then go for coffee because you don't want to be splitting. She's not going to like you after the date. She's not going to like you, But one can argue that if there was a man that was not a full man and he didn't tell you, he technically wasted my time.
So you didn't get a free, so you weren't going for a free meal.
No,
it was a genuine date.
I never.
Were you intentionally wanting to go to get the free meal first and then found out that this guy actually had ovaries and was like, nope, I do not want the free meal or anything that comes along with it.
No, I don't believe in doing that. I don't believe in doing that because I always feel bad for the man. I feel bad for men in society.
Yeah.
Because men in society, it's not like just because they're a man and we're women that they're struggling less than us.
Yeah.
That's not a fact. So men also struggle to date sometimes, and I do feel bad for them.
I don't feel bad for them.
Another true story. Somebody I was dating, you met him.
Okay.
For a short stint. I was dating him for a short stint. But he said that when he had a dating experience, the woman, they had the date, and then the woman got something to go for her kids. She was ordering to go, and he's like, "Excuse me, like you're not ordering something to go." And when he reacted like that, she kind of got embarrassed, and she said, "Oh, don't worry, I got that part. I'll pay for the to go." So
I think that's a little excessive. I mean,
For your kid, you're trying to get a free meal for yourself and your kids.
Yes, that's too much to expect on a
I
first
feel like
date.
he's already paying for your meal if he's already paying for your meal. I think it's a little too much to be asking for to order to go as well.
Yes,
Because
it is.
I don't know, that's obnoxious actually.
That's on another level.
I feel like that's actually kind of like it's a rare thing to happen, but it does happen. Like I've heard that story from another male friend too about how he went on a date and a girl asked for to go and he was kind of like, I don't know how to proceed with this, and then he ended up paying for the to go. Because he didn't know how to say no. Like he didn't know how to interrupt.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of viral videos where the guy's like, "I'm not paying for your to-go meals for your kids," and it goes viral because I think the girl posted it and thinking that people were gonna back her up. I'm like, I'm not backing you up on this one actually because
that's bad behavior.
Yeah,
that is bad behavior.
The audacity to no shame whatsoever. Like,
oh my God, Oyster Girl.
Who's
what's that?
Oh, you guys don't know what Oyster Girl?
No.
Okay. Who's Oyster Girl?
It was viral on TikTok. So it went viral on TikTok. So there was a guy that kept hitting her up like, hey, let's go on a date. Let's go on a date. But she kept saying no. So finally she was like craving oysters and he like hit her up again. So he's like, she was like, okay, fine, I'll go, But she was so she really didn't want to go on the date with him, but she really wanted oysters, right?
Oh my God.
And they go to this place and she orders, I think it was like ridiculous. I think it was like, I want to say three dozen oysters or more. I want to say it was more. I want to say it might be like 7, but I'm not.
Oh my gosh.
She ate it all herself, but not only did she order oysters, she also ordered a meal as well, and drinks.
He didn't eat with her at all, the oysters or anything. It was
She
just
ate all herself. She ate all herself.
Some guys don't like oysters.
Yeah, and so then he went to the bathroom, never came back. And so she posted about it because she goes, I can't believe he stood me up.
Good for him. No.
I can't believe he stood me up, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone in the comments are like, I will stand you up.
Yeah, you deserve it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't really want to even go on the date with him. You were literally using him to pay for your oyster buffet, basically.
Yeah.
And so he was like, no, bye.
So then what is the difference then, guys? Like, so, I hear that both of you guys are also wanting to date guys and having them pay for your meals. So what's the difference between you feeling entitled or
I'm not entitled.
Well, feeling like you dressed up, you look pretty, you smell nice, and you're going to the date, and this guy, you're expecting this guy to pay for your meal. Like, what is the difference between that and the difference between another person, lady who's wanting to get a free meal for whatever reason, and she may not be interested in this guy at all or not interested at all?
Oh, if she's not interested in him at all, that's a different story.
Yeah. So, but you're saying that every date you guys do go, you are interested in going on this date with this person. It's not because you want the free meal.
Correct.
Or you're wanting to have experience.
It's a genuine chance to answer your question. You're going and it's a genuine chance to get to know somebody and for them to make an impression on you and to see if there's real chemistry.
Yeah.
And then, I happen to like traditional old-fashioned men where they do have a provider mindset and they do want to take care of the bill.
Yeah.
Just like if I was going out with my girlfriend and it was, her birthday or she got a promotion or something and we're celebrating her, I'm like, hey, let me cover your bill. You know what I mean? So it's just like etiquette, old-fashionedness, I guess. And I don't mind splitting it. But the thing is though, if I go on a date with a guy and he does ask me to split it, which, has happened.
Yeah.
It just makes me like him less because it shows me the values that he has is different. The ways he approaches relationships is different.
Okay.
Because again, I want to be a mom. I want to be able to stay at home if I have to and take care of the kiddos.
Yeah.
So if he's going to complain like, well, I mean, how are we going to afford to live and feed this new mouth when you stop working and now you live with me and you can't help me half anymore on rent? I don't want to argue about those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go on a date just to go on a date. Okay. It already takes me a lot to even go on one to begin with. So if I'm going on a date with you, it's not for the free meal. It's because I genuinely want to see if there's a connection.
Yeah.
Because it's already hard enough to get me out the door. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you can at least get me out the door, then I'm actually genuinely interested. And I do like to do dinner dates, even though I don't really eat on dinner dates. So, most of the time it's like, I'll pick at like the appetizer, even though I do order a meal, but I just tend to find myself not really eating because I tend to want to talk about, talk or enjoy the conversation more so than eat. Even though after the date, I'm like, dang, I should order something else.
You go home and you're eating ramen.
I should have ordered that. I should have ordered this. But I was like, oh, I'll bookmark that restaurant to go back to it.
Like, do you guys also find yourself? I know that when I was dating, I was very conscientious about the prices on the menu, and I always looked at what I was going to order and was mindful that this person who I was on a date with may pay for my meal. Did you guys ever consider whatever was on the menu?
No.
Or did you guys just choose whatever you wanted and didn't care?
I picked whatever I wanted.
Ah, interesting.
I consider the menu.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go for what I really want, which is always like the most expensive steak, or
True.
Or
You are a steak person. You would order the most expensive.
Or like surf and turf, like expensive steak and lobster tail. Like that's what I really want.
Yeah.
But knowing if he might pick up the bill, I'm not going to go for that. I'm going to go for something a little bit more modest and, smaller.
Yeah, definitely me too. Because I always consider that. Even though it's like a plate that I know that I might really enjoy, but it's a lot higher than what's on the menu with other meals, I won't go for that plate. I would go for a different plate, lower.
Wow, you guys are so considerate.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, what do I want?
And I'm getting appetizers and a drink.
Well, I always get a drink. I don't typically get appetizers because I usually can only finish like a meal. So if there's appetizer, it's because he ordered it, not because I ordered it. Mm-hmm. I guess I don't look at the price because I don't really order really expensive things anyways to begin with. Mm-hmm. And even if I did, who cares? It's see, the reason why I don't look at the price, right, is because when I go out to eat, I also don't look at the price as well. So I think of it as if I'm willing to spend it on me and even sometimes even me and a friend, even when I'm going with me and a friend, if I'm willing to spend it for me and a friend, I assume that you would be willing to spend it as well for you and somebody you're trying to get to know.
Yeah.
I guess because I think it's just because I have that mindset. Like when we go out to eat, I'm not looking at the prices, and I just assume it just kind of carries over to when I date too, because I don't know.
But it adds up because when I used to go eat,
that's not a me problem. That's a you problem.
I know, but when I used to go out a lot with my ex, who we ate a lot. Like,
dang, how many times did you guys go out?
We always eat out, really fancy places, and
it's seafood.
And indulging, because we're both foodies. We both, love food.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and he's traditional, old school, so he'll usually he always takes care of it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I see the bill and it's almost $500.
Wow.
And you do that a couple times a week, it really adds up. It's not cheap.
It does add up if you're going that often. But I like to cook, so I mean, how often do I go out to eat? Not that often.
You're going on these like first dates with several people, right? And you're expected to pay for the tab all the time.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. I feel
how many
bad
dates are you going on?
Some men typically state that they will go on dates 2 to 3 dates a week.
A week?
Yeah.
I mean, some people are trying to find their partner.
Yeah.
I mean, I am too, in the comfort of my own home.
You're a whole different monster.
You're a swipe left.
You would never find anybody. No one's gonna come knocking on your door unless he's a delivery man and he's like, "Let me sit with you and eat with you."
Yeah. Like, you want some food?
Mom might be like, I don't know if I like his occupation.
No, I'm like, nah, that's a no.
But he's a provider. He brought you food.
Yeah. But I'll feed you if you want some food. No, I mean, I guess if you're really going out on dates that often, yes, it could. get really expensive. And I know, maybe for guys, it's a numbers game, going out on multiple dates to find the one. But I guess I just don't come from that mentality. So I'm not sympathetic to it either, because my assumption is if you're going on a date with a girl, you probably have a genuine interest in her, and you probably really want to get to know who she is. And I think the only reason why it wouldn't work out is if she's not interested, or like you really find something like off-putting about her, that you wouldn't want to continue on a date with her. So, maybe I'm just being biased. I just feel like, okay, if you're going on 2 to 3 dates a week, are you really taking time to get to know these people before you go on a date? Or are you really just playing the numbers game, just trying to filter through a bunch of people? And I just feel like, well, if you're just trying to filter through a bunch of people, then I don't want to be another one.
Well, but who's to judge? Because you have to filter through in order to find. But
if you want to play the numbers game, then you have to be. You have to be able to. You put up the money for it. Don't complain about it because you're playing a numbers game, right?
True. You better be aware that if your pocket is not going to be feasible, because if you want to hit the 3 first dates in a week, then it's going to be out of pocket. Then don't complain, because it is,
And if it's too much, then you can offer coffee dates. And if she says no, then that's not the girl for you then.
So I heard somewhere on a podcast that statistically, rich men with money, a lot of disposable income, they actually do prefer to go on coffee dates.
Yeah.
Because they prefer to know, they have, less time, and they're like quick, and they prefer to know who the person is before they invest in a person.
Interesting. Yeah.
So that's what I heard.
Yeah. No, that's my take too. Yeah. I've learned with my online dating is that I realized that I did try to pull the multiple dates in 1 week, and that was really tiring, guys.
Exhausting.
It is exhausting. Like, you need to have energy, and you got to and I don't know about men. Maybe men don't need to come to the table with quality, but I like to come to the table with quality. And I would tell you, I would forget some of these men, their jobs, their occupations, who they were, until I meet them and I start talking to them, and then they tell me, no, actually, I'm not that, or you're something, whatever. And then I'll be like, shit, like I messed up. And I realized, okay, how many
people were you talking to?
I'm talking to several guys, okay? Because I was playing the numbers game, right?
You forgot who has how many siblings.
And
you mix them up.
Exactly, and you're the the doctor, right? Mm-hmm. No, I'm not the doctor. I'm a businessman. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it was kind of embarrassing in a way, but it was also very humbling for me that I was like, okay, this is not a numbers game for me. I did like quality, because I want to have quality and genuine conversations,
Yeah.
And that was a big fail for me, I felt like, and it had nothing to do with money. It had nothing to do with investments. I mean, I have an understanding now, like the money that I was investing too, because we kind of went Dutch on maybe 2 or 3 dates, and I was like, okay, like I understand if I was pushing these many dates in that much week, and I was losing this much money, and I'm kind of poor. Because I was poor. I was poor in my mid-20s. You are going to regret doing that, know? And it's a big learning lesson, and it's something that should be discussed, the reality of it too, Right. That if you're playing the numbers game and you don't have the wallet, you may not be able to
never find love.
You may not be able to stay.
Because you play the numbers game. You take all these girls out to dates, and none of them works out, and then you get jaded and bitter, and then now all of a sudden women are gold diggers. All of a sudden women only wants free meals, and it's like, no, how about you invest in quality dates that are worth your money versus, met a girl, let's go out. Met a girl, let's go out. Met a girl, let's go out. It's like, okay, well,
they have a low quality method of picking.
Yeah. So then it's like, well, how how is it all of a sudden our fault because you're trying to filter through as many people as you
you're not
can,
good at that.
and you're not taking your time to actually get to know someone before you actually take them
But we
out on
want
a
to
date.
also validate the men that do meet these atrocious women.
Well,
who
yes.
are on the dating,
yes.
who are taking to goes and who are just expecting you to pay for their meal. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're
True. I'm not saying that there's not those women out there. There are those women out there who are looking for free meals, but then you should also be able to filter those people out. I think it should be pretty clear who those girls are.
I agree. Yeah. You should know.
especially if she's like, I got 3 kids and I can't afford a
she's
lot
not
of things.
engaged at all. Some men they do a phone call first or FaceTime.
Yeah.
I started telling myself I should do phone calls first because I'll know if I even want to spend 40 minutes with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But on what you said, sometimes dating too much, you forget who's who.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've never done that. But okay.
Try it. Try the members
You
game.
haven't done it because it's hard for you to go out the door and go on a date. Yeah. But I'm trying to find my husband, so I'm trying to put myself
in
out
14
there.
months, guys. In 14 months. Yeah.
So I think last week I went on a date.
Oh my God, did you forget somebody? Yes, you did. Okay.
I went on a date with somebody and I thought, I don't know, it was like a generic name like Christopher and Johnny or something.
Yeah.
Both of them had those like really typical names and I got them mixed up and I thought
you called him the wrong name?
No, I thought that the guy who was Caucasian was telling me, hey, I'm free today. Can you meet up? And I thought that it was the Korean one. So I was like, I'm craving Korean. So, he's like, oh, okay, really? And I'm just telling him, yeah, I don't know. I'm really craving Korean. And he's Korean. So I thought, no big deal.
Yeah.
So then he picked a Korean place and I literally thought I was meeting up with a Korean one. And then we went to the Korean spot. I found a parking and I sat down first. And then he walks in and he was completely a white guy. And I did a double take like, oh, hi. But I had to pretend to act like I wasn't surprised or shocked. And the whole time he was talking, I was just thinking, how could I mess this up? How did I mess this up? Oh my gosh, I completely messed this up. It's not the Asian guy. No wonder the white guy's like completely out of place because he just doesn't really eat Korean.
Did you look at the Yelp or did you look at the Korean place and be like, this guy didn't know how to pick it? Or, oh, he did pick a really good Korean place.
He picked one that was a soup place, hole in the wall. Yeah. And then he switched it to one that was generic and not that great. And I thought, I don't really like this restaurant, but I told him to pick. So I'm not going to tell him I'll pick, Okay. So I just went there. And
when he picked a generic one, you should have known.
Yeah.
Because he came and he was like, hey, so, I'm glad I picked this place because the other one was just a hole in the wall. And
the hole in the wall, who are the good word.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. So he's a really nice guy. Really nice guy. Kind of not quite surfer dude, but kind of gave that energy. And I could just tell he's not as cultured. He says that he eats all kinds of food.
Okay.
But I'm like, I can tell not really.
Yeah.
Really
he didn't enjoy his Korean food.
No. So that's like the worst level of forgetting. Like, oh my God. I was so embarrassed.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. There are stories like that too. I remember too, during my multiple dates, I had forgotten one that had scheduled a date and he had written me the day of. And I was like, oh, damn. So I had to do back-to-back dates.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I had to quit one early to get to the other second one. And I was just like, this is not happening anymore. Like I need to stop because I had an earlier date and then I had to push the other one later. And then I was like, okay, this is not working out.
You're like, okay, no, I'm not hungry. No, I'm not hungry. I ate already.
Yeah. But yeah.
So moral of the story is quality over quantity, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be forgetting names.
Unless you're mom, you should go on quantity dates,
okay, so
right?
Please go because just don't not go.
I mean, it's a good experience because you find your limitations. I really believe in if you do multiple dates, you find your limitations and and it's quicker to finding a personality that you may like or not like.
Yes.
Right? Because I feel like if you take one at a
Isn't it
time,
You have to see them. It is exhausting, but sometimes you have to meet to see if there's chemistry and you click.
yeah, and then you know faster next
Yes.
time who matches you or who doesn't match
Messaging
you.
is not sufficient. Just messaging to each other is not enough. Phone call is better. FaceTime is better. FaceTime is almost like meeting in person.
Yeah.
Meeting in person is the ultimate.
I don't remember. I just remember. I think MB gave me a goal. She was like, okay. I think it was MB and Elsie. They're like, okay, you have to go on 15 dates by the end of this month. I'm like, 15 days with who? I was like, I don't even like 15 people. I was like, how am I gonna go? I was like, and so then they did a weekly checkup with me. I was like, no, I didn't go on any dates. I was like, well, I can't go. I'm traveling now, so I'm not. They're like, you didn't even try to meet your goal.
Sometimes you have to do that because if we don't try, then we can get comfortable sitting at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it.
One time,
so the conclusion is none of us goes out for free meals. Okay.
none of us do. One time I tried to challenge myself to go on a lot of dates.
Yeah.
So I went on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh my gosh.
And then Friday canceled. I was so glad. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Friday canceled. So it's a lot. So I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore.
Do you find though that when you guys go on dates, you guys do pick restaurants that you've been wanting to try that you have found out that are new or interesting? So that the date is an option, an opportunity for you to explore the new restaurant?
No.
Yes. Sometimes I do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If he's giving me an option, and this is dumb because I also don't like that they give me an option. I'd rather them just pick and make the reservations. But if they're like very adamant about me picking a place, then I will pick something that I've already bookmarked that I wanted to try.
So you take advantage of it.
Yeah. Because if I'm gonna go out and eat, I might as well eat at somewhere I've been wanting to eat at versus, down the street that I've been to like a million times,
Yeah.
My most recent date, he did say, is there a place you've been wanting to try? Mm-hmm. And he gave me a list of 5 restaurants and they were all very nice. And I tend to, I'm the type of person where it's like on the menu, I tend to keep going to the places I know I like. Mm-hmm. So I went to one that I've already been to and I was happy with it.
Oh.
So I don't like to try new restaurants, just because of a date.
That's a considerate date. A guy who's willing to ask you if there's been a
he's really
I think that's very nice. I knew a girlfriend when I was in my early 30s where she said she only went on dates so that she could check out all the restaurants within the city.
Smart.
Yeah. I was like, that's great.
Yeah.
Like you get to try out for your first dates with this person, Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
I mean, as long as she's genuine, she's like actually interested in these guys. I mean, I think that's fair. I mean, you're already going to go out on a dinner date anyways. Why not pick a place that you've been wanting to try? I don't see anything wrong with that.
And if it works out, you guys have a favorite spot.
Yeah, exactly.
But should that be some sort of an expectation for us ladies though? Is
for
that
what?
We should have these men pay for our dates and choose and we can choose a place that we want to go to, and that is known as like a preferred dating style.
I wouldn't call it an expectation, but to me, if someone does that, I'm impressed. I'm like, wow, okay, you got, kudos.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like if you don't want to pay, if a guy doesn't want to pay for the meal, that's fine. You don't pay for the meal. And if the girl's fine with it, then be fine with it. But I just tend to date the guys that would pay for my meals and would take me out to nicer restaurants.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't mean that it applies to everybody. It's just those are the kind of people that I would tend to date.
So what about if he was genuinely interested and you guys are both genuinely interested in each other, but then later on when he meets you on the date, you do something and he's like, oh, that was really off-putting. I'm no longer interested in her. Do you think that it would be right for him to ask you to go Dutch with him at this point when he decides that you're no longer an interest?
Nope.
No, you still want him to pay for the full date.
Yep.
But if he does ask you to go half, you can't help it, right?
Nope. I still say no.
You're like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then you
Yeah.
No, you do not.
Yeah, I did. This guy, I went on a date with
Really?
this guy. I mean, he made comments. I think he was gonna pay for it anyways.
Yeah.
But he made comments because like we FaceTime before.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, he always pays for the meals, but he likes the girls to do the reach, right? And I was like, that's stupid. But I was like, so then when we went out, so we already went to like an event. And then after that, we went to dinner. And when we got to dinner, the check came and he was like, oh, are you going to put down your card? I was like, no. That's exactly what I said. I said, no.
Okay.
And
were
then-
you already were you already deciding that you're no longer interested in this guy?
I think we both decided we were no longer interested in each
what
other.
point in the date?
Your response sounds irritated. Like,
No. I mean, it wasn't irritated. I was just like, no.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It was no is a no is a
So it was
a
a playful no. It was not an irritated no.
I don't know if it was playful, but I don't want to say that it was
you
rude
said it
either.
in a certain way.
No, because like I mean, I guess the best way to say it was like I was just like no. That's how I said it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's playful. I think it was just
Matter of fact.
yeah, pretty much. It's very like no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Gonna pay for it.
And how did he take it? I'm curious.
He just said, "Oh, I was just like he's like, "Oh, I was just joking. I was going to pay for it."
Yeah.
I was like, "Okay."
So did you go on a second date?
No, because I think we already both knew that we weren't
didn't
really
like each
interested in each other. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was no follow up or anything.
No,
like that?
no. I mean, he sent me a follow up text just saying, "Oh, he just felt like there wasn't anything there." I was like, "Oh yeah, ditto." I mean, it's true. Like we went to the event and it was just all right, and we still went to dinner. I don't know why he wanted to go to dinner because I was already done at that point, but he still wanted to go to dinner. So I was like, okay, fine, because it was in my neighborhood anyways, right?
So what about if it was the opposite, where before you guys went to dinner and he was no longer interested in you, would you be okay if you found it appropriate for him to say, hey, I know there might be time for dinner, but I don't want to do dinner. I just don't think it's going to work out with us. So we can
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be like, oh yeah, cool.
So it would have been okay. Yeah. It would have been okay. Why didn't you take the initiative to ask him if you guys can stop
I think he was just trying to kill time.
Okay.
Because I think he was waiting for his phone to charge and
Okay.
Yeah.
He was charging his phone on your date?
Yeah, because we went to the event and his phone was basically on a really low battery. So then I was like, okay, you can charge it in my apartment and we can walk. And then he's like, okay, so then let's go to dinner because I was like, you ain't
He was
coming.
charging his phone at your apartment.
Yeah, because I was like,
wow.
you ain't hanging out in my apartment. So then he's like, let's go to dinner. So then I was like, okay, sure.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why we went to dinner. I think if he didn't need to charge his phone because he probably needed it for like the GPS or whatever he needed it for.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't think we would have went to dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or he maybe have just asked me just out of like being polite or something. I don't know. But yeah. So I was like, no. So yes,
But-
I have told people no before.
but it makes me wonder what kind of person is he for him to want the girl to attempt first
to reach, do
to
the
reach,
reach.
yeah, and then he's like, oh, okay, I got it. I'm like, what is that about his personality?
Yeah, I don't know because I
weird.
will say out of all the days I went on, he was the first one that has ever said that. That was the first day that I have ever said anything like that to me. Most of the time they take care of the check before I even know the check came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so when he said reach, he was meaning that you need to take the reach.
No, reach for my
your
car. Yeah,
card.
like
Yeah.
do the
Before he pays.
Yeah, do
Before
the
he
thing.
stops-
Petty.
before he
Oh
stops
my
you.
God. That's
Yeah.
so freaking petty.
It's like the act of
I thought you meant reach, like you need to initiate and let him know you're interested in going on a date. before
No.
When they say the reach, that means like the fake. Oh, I'm reaching for my card.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
that's so petty.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. That's why I said, what does that say about him for him to say he wants to see the girl reach and then he'll cover it?
Yeah.
Why? It is kind of petty. It is
Yeah.
kind of immature.
Yeah, I feel like
you shouldn't
just have an upfront conversation with the person, Just
Yeah.
feel like, hey, I'm going to pay for this meal. If we have a
worry
second
about
meal,
it. Yeah.
If you have a second meal,
but
you can
like-
pay for the next one, or I'll
Yeah,
take care of
just
it.
cover it.
Yeah, but
Don't
like I was
wait.
saying, like I was saying when we were FaceTiming, and I think we were in conversation somewhere in our conversation. I was like, oh, like I don't know, somehow paying for the first date came up, and he goes, "Oh, I always pay, but I like the girl to like do the reach or whatever." And I'm just kind of like,
Yeah, that's
and I was very clear with him too on the call. I was like, "Oh, I don't pay for first dates."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that?
Yes,
Oh,
because
wow.
he said he likes the girls to do the reach, and I was like, "Oh, I don't pay for the first dates."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm going to be clear. Like, if you're going to say your pettiness, I'm going to say my pettiness too. Let's both be petty.
Oh God, that's why it didn't work out. Nobody gave.
Petty and petty don't.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why we didn't work out.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah.
Because he was being petty, I was being petty too.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, you guys just mirrored each other.
Yeah.
There has only been one time where I was not going to pay for the bill.
Okay.
I don't think I told you about this.
Okay.
I went on a date with this guy from Wisconsin.
Okay.
And then he came, we met, and he's like 50 years old and he wanted kids. And I thought, okay, well, he's very successful and driven and he looks pretty good for a 50-year-old. He looks really good.
Okay.
But then when I asked him, are you planning on moving here? He said, no, I could be bi-coastal. I can move anywhere. When I retire, I'm going to retire soon.
Oh, so you're an F boy. Okay.
Yeah, but he's like, I could be bi-coastal. And then I'm thinking, well, are you going to move here or are you not going to move here? Because you set your location here. So I'm confused because I'm not looking for long distance.
Yeah.
And then he just kept trying to reassure me, no, I can go anywhere. I can rent an apartment here.
That wasn't the
I
question.
can move here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I just told him, I'm not looking for a long distance. I feel like unless you're moving here, I don't understand why you would set your location here.
Yeah.
I don't want long distance. And then I went to the bathroom and then I came back and then he was upset.
Oh.
And then he said, well, since you already broke up with me, we were talking and
Whoa. Wow.
he
Is
said
he
that.
21? I didn't know he was 21.
50. Yes.
Wow,
And
so
he
extreme.
He said, you basically already broke up with me. And then he was pouting. And I told him, well, I told you I don't want long distance relationship, and I don't know why you're making it such a big deal. And then he started attacking me, saying you think that you're gonna come out here and date. You don't know, but dating here at your age is very difficult.
There you go. There it is.
And then he started dropping all these attacks, and then he started saying, good luck, because the men that you want, they don't want you. They want the 24-year-olds. They don't want you. And I was like, whoa, are you kidding me?
Wow.
And we were sitting like
really close to the next
shoulder
person.
to shoulder, yeah. Right next door is another couple and another couple. And I just told him, can you lower your voice? This is embarrassing. We're arguing and you're insulting me and everybody can hear us.
Yeah, exactly.
So then we just sat there in silence. And I just started laughing. I was just laughing. I was just like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, I felt bad for him. So I started talking to him.
Why are you feeling bad for him for?
I don't
He
know.
literally insulted you.
I always feel bad for people. So
No.
I'm just like, this guy has no social skills, no emotional intelligence. So we started talking about his friends.
At his age.
Yes, at his age. We started talking about his friends, and we started talking about how his friends don't invite him to their family events. But
Obviously.
but he always invites them to his island in Wisconsin. So he feels hurt.
There's an island in Wisconsin.
He owns an island,
Where?
Like a small
Washington Island, probably.
I don't know. He
Part of
owns an island on those many like waters, all the waters and rivers and stuff.
It's not an island, but okay, sure.
A body of some dirt and land and grass, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I calmed him down because I could tell he lacks social skills. And I was like,
Oh my God, that's way too
I
damn
was just
generous.
like,
Girl,
I know. And then, but then I was still irritated. And when the bill came, I was just like, I'm not touching anything. I'm not paying for this. I'm not paying for this, and he took care of it, but the tension was still there. I was way too nice.
Did he throw down his card when he was
No,
paying?
no. I was way too nice.
Yeah,
way too nice.
that is.
But yeah, that was only one time.
Oh my God.
But people at 50, they still act like kids.
I would have been like, well, if you wanted a 24-year-old, then what are you doing out on a date with me?
Right. I'm not your type.
Yeah.
I was like, see,
Yeah.
their true colors always come out when they get rejected.
Yep.
or when they're around a woman that they don't find attractive.
Yeah.
The way they treat those two situations, that's
true.
who their true color is.
That is true.
That's
Exactly.
who they really are.
Yeah.
Dude, you're way too nice.
I do have a lot of crazy stories, right?
I would have sat. I would have looked at the people next to me and be like, "Help me, help me!" Or I would have got up to use the bathroom again and never come back.
Yeah, never come back.
Yeah.
I would have left.
So yeah, we do not. None of us. We do not believe in that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Meals. It's not
You know
worth the
what? For that date, you earned that free meal. Okay.
It was not even worth.
Oh, I'm sure it
that
wasn't.
hour and a half or 2 hours is not
I
even worth
can't
it.
believe you let him sit there and insult you. I would have threw water at his face. I'd be like,
yeah.
I'm like,
No.
careful, your toupee might fall off.
Honestly, I felt bad for him because he's really old and he knows, like, he just.
That's not how you act.
I know. I still felt bad for him.
I don't care what age you are. You don't act like that.
But I mean, we were arguing for a hot minute there, and I was very.
Oh my God. And you don't have an indoor voice either. I bet you.
I was very loud.
Those two couples were.
Everybody was staring at us.
Yeah, they would have been embarrassed.
I was just like, would you shut
You know
up?
what? I need to go to TikTok to search to see if you showed up on TikTok.
It was horrible. I've had so many horrible dates, you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
geez.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I feel like that's what guys always resort to, right? When they get rejected, they're like, "Well, you're old. You're never gonna find anybody."
They're gonna jab you.
Yeah, I was
they
like, well,
can.
I think at this point that's the goal
Yeah.
to not find somebody.
Especially someone like you.
Yeah, especially like you. Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like I think they think that that they're insulting us by saying you're gonna be single forever. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, and the thing is, when he was saying, "Well, you think it's easy? Good luck. Guys are not going to want you."
But nobody said it was easy.
Yeah, but the thing is, like,
okay.
Yeah, he's just trying to, have an upper hand on me, but because he got rejected.
Yeah.
But those things don't hurt my feelings.
You're like,
I'm very aware.
My Tinder is binging right now. Okay, it's like ting 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 ting. I just put it on silence. Okay, so just hurry up. I got places to go. Okay.
I would have been scrolling my phone like, oh, you say something? I was checking on my next date. Just in case.
But
Just in case.
honestly, when we started arguing, I totally could have just upped and left.
Yeah, you should have.
Yeah, maybe I should have, but I don't know.
Girl.
I still gave him therapy.
For real.
Okay, so
Too nice. Fucking
there
too
you
nice.
go. Like, men are complaining that, they're paying for our meals, but you know what? In the end, we're giving you therapy because it's a really bad date sometimes,
Yes.
Like, we're giving the emotional support, right?
Yeah.
Still, like, it might not work out with me, but it'll work out with the next one, Like, we still give you hope.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand you said all those things because you were upset. It's like, what the fuck, am I a therapist? Gosh.
Yeah.
Girl, damn, I wish I was those couples sitting next to you. I would have been, damn, this is entertaining. Let's get another appetizer.
Your husband,
I want the most expensive meal on this menu because this couple here is going through it.
Your husband's like, honey, let's go. You're like, no, I'm still hungry.
Yeah. I'd be like, shh, we'll talk after. Because that's entertaining.
It's horrible. Yeah. It's
Crazy.
Oh my
horrible.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the conclusion. We don't go out for free meals ever.
Well, and I think it's rare, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's the thing. And, my girlfriend, Kat, who lives in, somewhere else, I'm not going to say.
Okay.
But you know her.
Yeah.
She's told me, no, babe, I don't go on dates anymore because it's too much energy to get ready.
Yeah.
And there's nobody nobody out there. So it's not even worth your time,
Yeah.
It's better to stay home and just be at peace and work on the things that you want to do. You worked hard all day, just unwind, so I agree with that. Unless the person is worth you stepping out, nothing is worth a free meal. Your time is not worth a free meal.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I would rather pay to have a meal with a friend and have quality conversation and make it meaningful than
Correct.
waste my time. It's not worth it.
So, men, if you're out there and you're meeting a woman and she's asking you to pay for her meal, and then her to-go meal, you need to know that you need to run fast. All right. Like,
But don't blame all women
Yeah.
or don't blame any women after that date. It was just one bad date. And if you find out that you're consistently dating these kind of women, maybe you need to do a self-evaluation on why
yourself.
you continue to date these kind of women that use you.
Well, it's like
for free meals.
Stop picking those women.
Yeah.
Stop picking those women who use you.
Yeah, it's like, okay, stop blaming all women. Let's do some self-reflection and let's take some responsibilities about the people we date. Okay. And move on. It's okay. It's part of the dating world. There's going to be ups and downs. I mean, there's more lows than there is highs. Okay.
Yep.
But when you get that one good high, it is a really good high. Okay. And that could be your forever relationship.
So
right?
So I guess don't be jaded. And
I'm jaded.
sometimes I feel like I'm jaded too, but try not to be jaded and don't let, the previous person make you punish the future person.
Right.
exactly.
Stop calling all girls gold diggers, okay? We're not gold diggers just because we want you to pay for our first meal.
Or maybe we are. You just need to find the level of gold digger that matches your level.
Yeah. Maybe your gold digger girl should be like the one who wants to dig food at McDonald's. That's fine.
But
That's you. Do you, boo boo?
And to be fair, some women, they have bad pickers also. Some women have really, really bad picking skills and radar.
Yeah.
So it's not just men. Women also need to fix themselves if they keep picking the wrong men also.
Yeah, and it's also a self-reflection.
Yeah.
Ma.
All of us. All of us.
Stop going too deep.
The same kind of men. Stop dating unavailable men.
I was like, wait, who said that? Who said that? I didn't say that.
Must be from above.
All right. So thank you to our follower who gave us this fantastic topic. I think that it brought out really great stories and some funny scenarios that had happened to us. But keep listening. And again, please share, subscribe, and get our notifications. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, guys.